In this video, you'll learn how to use WorldShare Report Designer to create a simple report. After watching this video, you should be able to launch Report Designer, select a universe, create a query by selecting result objects, which are the elements you want in the report, and then selecting filters, which are the criteria you want to use to select data for the report. Then you should be able to run the query and add an additional element to the query and the report. I'll demonstrate these steps using an example of a report that counts number of items reported lost, claimed returned, and claimed never had by borrower category and branch. Before creating a custom report, you may find it useful to consult the documentation at help.oclc.org, especially the Report Objects section, which provides detailed information to help you select a universe and objects for your report. A universe is a set of data related to a subject area or domain, such as acquisitions or cataloging or patrons. Universes contain report objects. There are two kinds of objects: dimensions and measures. A dimension is a perspective from which you can view or analyze data. You could use dimensions to categorize or group data. Some examples of dimensions are material format, branch name, and borrower category. You can count dimensions, for example, the number of borrower categories, but you can't do calculations such as sums or averages. In Report Designer, dimensions are represented by a blue icon. A measure is numeric data about a dimension. Some examples of measures are item issued count and title holdings quantity. You can do calculations on measures, for example, the average number of lost items per borrower category. In Report Designer, measures are represented by a yellow icon. To launch Report Designer, from the Analytics tab in WMS, select Reports, then Report Launchpad. To create a custom report, your username must have the appropriate roles. When Report Launchpad opens, to create a new report, click the Home button in the upper left. Then scroll down and click Web Intelligence. Click Universe, then click OK. Select a universe. For this example, I'll select the Circulation Item Status universe. In the Query panel, select Result Objects. These are the data elements that you want in the report. You can select Result Objects by double-clicking. If you hover the mouse over the report object, you can see a definition. You can also select Result Objects using drag and drop. For this example, we'll add one additional report object for patron-borrower category. You can also use the arrows to add result objects. The next step is to select query filters. These are the criteria you want to use to select data to be included in the report. You can select query filters by using the arrows. Several query operators are available for filters. For more information on query operators, see Help. For this example, I'll use the default and list. I'll click the Define Filter Type button and select values from list. This will display a list of all available values. I'll select the values I want and click OK. You can also select query filters by using drag and drop. I'll accept the default query operator in list. I'll click the Define Filter Type button and select values from list. I'll select the values I want and click OK. Previewing the report is optional, but can be very useful to be sure you have selected the result objects and query filters that will give you the data you want. If the Data Preview panel is not displaying, click the Data Preview panel button in the toolbar. Then click Refresh. You can view more of the preview by dragging the Resize Panels tool. The preview looks good, so now I'll click Run. Now that I look at the report, I realize I would like to include branch name in the report. To do this, I need to add the result object to the query as well as the report. To add objects to the query, click the Edit Query button. I'll drag the desired object to Report Objects. Then click Run. Notice that although I added the object to the query, I still need to add it to the report. From the available objects list on the right, I'll drag item branch name to the position I want it in the report. Note that if I hold the mouse pointer over a column, a horizontal box displays, indicating that I would be replacing that column. If I hold the mouse pointer between columns, I will be inserting the new object between those columns. Again, a vertical box indicates that you'll be inserting the new object between columns, and a horizontal box indicates that the new object will replace the existing column. Another way to add an object to a report, which you may find easier, is to first insert a blank column in the report, then drag the object to the empty column. For example, I'll right-click in the Patron Borrower category column, then click Insert. Then I'll click Column on left. Then I'll drag item branch name to the empty column. Once you're satisfied with the report, you can save it within Report Designer, for example, to run it again later. Or you can export it in file formats that can be used outside Report Designer. If you have questions about Report Designer, please visit help.oclc.org for documentation, training, and contact information for OCLC support in your region.